Coming up on Mountain News this morning, several Kentucky lawmakers work to find out where the money collected for tornado and flood survivors in the state has gone. And an Eastern Kentucky attorney discusses the significance of the award he's been given for his work in getting justice for victims of Eric C. Kahn.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is now 6:34 on June 8th. Let's check in with Brandon Robinson for a look at your forecast this morning. Now, Brandon, we talked about the fog this morning. I know I've seen it whenever I was driving in. It was kind of crazy, but I was just looking at your visibility map. I don't know if you're going to show that,
yep,
but
it's right
not
there.
Looking great.
What you see behind me is what's getting ready to go on there. But yeah, it's bad out there this morning. So be extra careful. Slow down. Take your time. Make sure you're giving yourself plenty of time to get where you're going. I'm giving you early notice because I'm sure somebody will be getting ready to head out to work pretty soon. Let's go to the visibility map, and you can see a lot of zeros on there. Numbers very close to zero. Ones, threes, some fives out there, but anything less than 5 on this map is dense fog. So continue to be careful, including UVA-wise. I mean, it's just foggy everywhere this morning, except to the north, okay? They're a little bit on the less foggy side up there. 46 in UVA-wise. There's our camera glitches just a second. There it is. It's full back, but again, it's a foggy start to the day. And that's actually our coolest spot in the region this morning, followed by Clintwood at 49, Ashland at 48, Logan at 50, and then 61, the only one out in Monticello this morning. I think there's a few more clouds in the east combining with that fog to make it just a little bit more on the warmer side. Out the door forecast heading into the 70s this afternoon. Yes, it's still June. No, your calendar is not telling you a lie. It's just going to be one of those cooler forecasts for the next couple of days. Olivia?
Thank you, Brandon. What is happening with the money collected for tornado and flood survivors? That was the question on the minds of several Kentucky lawmakers. Tens of millions of dollars were collected in the Team Western Kentucky Fund and the Team Eastern Kentucky Fund to help tornado and flood survivors. We know some of the money was used to pay funeral costs, but yesterday lawmakers wanted to know where else the money is going. Grayson Passamore listened in on the meeting to find out how the funds are being distributed.
Wednesday morning, legislators questioned how private donations to the Western and Eastern Kentucky Relief Funds were getting into the hands of the affected individuals.
We're talking about monies that were donated out of the goodness of people's hearts, kindness, following the tornado disaster in December of 2021 and then the floods in the spring of last year.
DJ Lawson and Jacob Walburn represent the Public Protection Cabinet, the agency tasked with handling and dispersing the millions of dollars collectively raised following both disasters. Under Senate Bill 99, passed this year, they're required to present this report to a research committee annually. And these legislators have questions.
There were 35 families. You're shaking your head like you know this.
I spoke with USA Cares, and
they didn't receive a dime, and they still to this day don't know why. They said they were given the complete runaround from you guys.
I mean, I would respectfully disagree. We did speak with them. In the Eastern Kentucky Flood Relief Fund, we have some pretty limited funds with a lot of needs.
According to the Team Kentucky website, to date, $13.2 million have been raised in flood relief and $52.3 million in tornado relief. Lawson says from both funds, the first expenses taken care of were funeral costs. Then they prioritized the fund distribution based on housing needs.
I would candidly tell you, I don't think we've been approached by a program that we haven't been able to support. We found a way to work with everybody who's attempted to approach us to get money.
In Frankfort, Grayson Passmore, WYMT Mountain News.
Those with the Public Protection Cabinet say people can apply for assistance, then the agency verifies their claims through FEMA and/or their insurance companies. Some legislators still say they have people approach them who say they have never received any assistance. A group of missionaries from Perry, Ohio traveled to Perry County here in our region, looking to help build a home for a woman who lost hers in the flood. The woman has been without a home for more than 10 months, and she is finally getting a new place to live. Organizer Kathy Kreitz says it has been a good experience for the woman during the process.
Just has been a real good experience. The people are wonderful here. Everyone we're working with, even the people in the home are she's just so humble. And it's so nice to come in and help those kind of people that are just in need but humble about it.
Kreitz says the group comes from different backgrounds, all serving the same purpose of helping others. In Breathitt County, the Missoula Children's Theater is in town helping Jackson City Schools put on a play this week. The group travels from place to place weekly, helping to teach students an entire play in 1 week. They will be performing Cinderella this Saturday at Jackson City Schools Gymnasium. The students are glad to have an opportunity like this brought to their community.
Because we don't have that many opportunities down through here, and I figured when they came, like, I might as well take the chance. And it's been a great experience. It's a lot of work. It's very challenging, but I like challenges like this.
Admission for the play this Saturday will be $10 for adults and $5 for children 6 and older. As the summer travel season kicks off, you may have plans to visit Mammoth Cave National Park, and a new bill is looking to expand the park to preserve its heritage and protect the wildlife within the park. The Mammoth Cave National Park Boundary Adjustment Act was introduced by Kentucky Congressman Brett Guthrie and U.S. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell this week. If it's passed, the legislation would allow the park to expand 980 acres to include the Green River watershed and extend the park's southern border through Edmonson and Barron counties. Officials say Mammoth Cave National Park brought in $69.2 million in economic benefits in 2021. The city of Louisa is cracking down on fireworks with an ordinance as the 4th of July holiday approaches. The Louisa Police Department Facebook page says fireworks may be used on July 3rd and 4th between 10 o'clock in the morning until midnight. In order to show any other displays or use fireworks, community members must file for a permit through the city clerk's office. That application must then be approved by the fire chief and the mayor. Applications must be submitted 15 days before the display or use of the fireworks. Any violations of the ordinance will result in a $500 fine. The city of Louisa will have its fireworks on July 1st at 10 p.m. An Eastern Kentucky attorney is receiving a major national award for his work in the mountains. Ned Pillersdorf is one of 5 national winners of the American Bar Association Pro Bono Publico Award. Pillersdorf is being recognized for his work in providing free representation to victims of the Social Security fraud by Eric C. Kahn.
We are now into our 9th year. It's still going on. And one of the reasons I'm accepting the award is to get the word out that we still need volunteers. The former Kahn clients who are vulnerable are still, in our view, still under unfair attack by the Social Security Administration.
Pillersdorf says he is the first person from Kentucky to win the award.
.42 here on this foggy, I almost said Friday, Thursday morning. We're looking at a dense fog advisory until 9 o'clock this morning. We're going to continue to watch that for most of the region, so continue to be careful out there as you head to the first part of your day. We take a look at some conditions out there. Whitesburg, Pine Mountain, US 119. I love this new camera shots. If anybody from the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet is watching this morning, thank you for this because it gives us a better view of the sky. 53 up there this morning, so again, be careful if you're traveling higher elevations, lower elevations, temperatures across the board. We've got 40s now, Ashland, Clintwood, and Wise, 50 in Logan, and we've got 160 left over out there in Monticello. I believe the warmer air kind of stuck where a little bit more fog and a little bit more clouds are still hanging out this morning, and some 50s and 60s out that way. Your day planner for today, we are going to see temperatures climb into the mid-70s this afternoon. A very mild day, 75, your daytime high this afternoon. Olivia?
Thank you, Brandon, and thanks for joining us. The time is now 6:43. Still to come on Mountain News this morning. President Joe Biden follows through with his plan to veto a bill meant to take out his attempt at forgiving up to $20,000 in student loan debt for many Americans. That's on the way next.